with us. But Dr. I was actually talking about this. I mean, why will you come out when you know that you cannot win a position? Of course, Suleiman laid an issue now. Of course, your supporters might come out and warn you. But why can't we have that even before the ballot paper is printed, as against wasting the ballot paper?
No. You see, democracy is all about, it's a game, like I said, like we started, and it's all about interest. It's all about...
Is it actually a game?
Oh, yes. It's even in America, all over the world, it's a game. You have to play it the way it is being played. You have to know the yardstick of playing it. You have to master it. You have to know the nitty-gritties of playing politics. If you don't know, you cannot be a politician. That is one. Two, on the issue of whether contesting knowing that you will win or you will not win, nobody knows whether he will win or he will not win. If you check the political trends of 2019, the election that just got by, you will discover that even the president himself, even though he has this 70% assurance of winning the election, he could not stay back. He has to go around the country because anything can change. The game can change anytime. So also goes to all other political elected political offices holders. So nobody can determine whether this man will win or that woman will lose. The people has the determinant factor. And when your people, the people that you are trying to contribute to, the people that you are trying to bring development to, the people that you are struggling for their survival, for their freedom, for their interest, now call on you and say, look, we want you, we love you, we will want you to lead us, but we are of the opinion that if you will agree, we will want you to team up with so-so person and go out there and make the state. Are
you saying it's your supporters that actually say you should do what you did?
I told you right from the beginning. I said that we have 38 political parties and 38 governorship candidates in Kaduna, and that 32 come together to form a quorum, discussing themselves, discussing the Kaduna, the future of Kaduna and the betterment of the people of Kaduna State. And having looked at our eyes and our manifesto, talked to ourselves in the eyes truly and patriotically, we now went back to our supporters to discuss the same issues we discuss among ourselves as individuals, because politics is about people. You don't just take a decision alone, you take your decision along with your people. Now, having had this discussion, we had to go back to the people, tell them what we've discussed, what we are thinking, and ask them for direction and advice. And eventually, at the end of the day, it was a unanimous conclusion that, okay, you should go this way. And you don't do things against the will of your people. If you do it, you are still coming back tomorrow to ask for their support. They will turn their backs on you. That is one. Two, let me quickly bring this. Two, you see, having so many political parties or having so many candidates is healthy for democracy. Take the national presidential election, for example. Even though you said there was a coalition, yes, there were coalitions, but it has assisted in waking up even those in power from their own sleep. You hear them making utterances, making statements that ordinarily, if there were no challenge or challenging their seat, they would not have been making such statements. They would not have woke up from their own sleep or slumber. They would not have been making promises. They would not have brought out even the best out of them. So having so many political parties contesting election or having so many candidates contesting a position, either at national, state, or even at the local level, helps in shaping the political terrain, help in shaping the political scenario, help in making those in power or those expected to even come to power to really know that it is not about them and they are not the only ones that can do it. There are others who can do it as they can do it, or even do it better.
Will they actually see it like that?
No, they are seeing it like that.
No, will they actually see it like that when, okay, I know I'm in position, I'm running again for that position, and those who are supposed to actually oppose me to make the journey look as if, yeah, there are others who can do it, come and queue behind me. Do you think that person will feel?
You see, if I think it's because you're not a politician, that's why you are thinking the way you are talking.
Well,
the way you are
that's
talking.
your opinion.
Yes, that's my opinion.
You can't say, because we've seen another. Okay, I'll come back to you.
But like,
I'll come back to you because you already answered by that.
Yes.
There is a case study here in Kaduna, and quite interesting. Comfort Away, who is from Sanga local government. Now, I remember under Architect Mohammed Nama December, when local government elections were conducted, of course, PDP then in its typical way, she won the primaries, but it's like the ticket wanted to be taken away from her. And her supporters came and said, leave the PDP, go to another party. She left the party, went to another party, and won that local government, and won the local government election. She became local government chairman. After she won, she was sworn in. After some months, the same supporters came and said, "Well, you can now leave that party. Go back to the PDP again." In 2015, we saw the same woman who went, run for a position. She won. She beat the incumbent at the 15th House of Assembly. Of course, they went to court. Whatsoever happened, it was taken away from her. Her supporters said, "Don't worry. 2019 is around the corner. We will still support you." She ran for the same position, beat the same candidate. Now we see the supporters are not saying leave and go and support another candidate because they believe in her. You feel if supporters actually believe in you and feel you are the right person, will they actually come out and tell you go and support another candidate?
No, maybe sometimes you see with politics, when you come out to contest, that is the actual time you would understand your strength. You see, when you sit back and you begin to do your calculations, even without coming out for the battle, and you begin to say, "I cannot contest against this person," you wouldn't know that until you go to the field. So what happens usually is when people throw themselves into the field and they realize, okay, maybe due to the other contenders, they realize that their strength is not as strong as those other contenders. Now what do I do when I realize that? Okay, I would look at a candidate that has certain policies as mine, certain principles as mine, and align with him. So mostly, sometimes this is what happens. But again, if a candidate throws himself out and he realizes that, look, I'm very strong, and even the supporters, they weigh the chances, and they realize that, look, whatever circumstances, this guy is going to win.
Unpopular.
Yes. So at the end of the day, the supporters would naturally tell you that in any party, indicators have already shown that you are going to win.
And in that case, PRP going
exactly. So in that case, supporters will not advise you to withdraw and support somebody else. They will tell you to go to any party and you are going to be voted. So sometimes these are some of the circumstances. But I wanted to chip in something.
Okay.
People talk a lot about the length of ballot papers. You see, the issue of that it gets people confused and people don't know which party to vote. They begin to ask questions. You see, that has to do with voter education. If you want to address that, then you need to begin to invest in voter education. As against you coming out to say,
our level of illiteracy.
Of course, it's not about, you see, literacy level and voter education are two different things.
So that's entirely another thing, because again, that is where some political parties are even found wanting. They leave everything for INEC to do on the issue of political awareness. Okay, I will come into you. We've had people who are known as perennial aspirants or candidates. Every election time you see them, they come out, print posters. At the last minute, they go to support other candidates. It got to an extent that there are people, once it's political time, people say, "I know he will come out for this position." People don't even take them serious again. Do you think that is good for our political development?
To be honest with you, to be sincere, that is not good for politics. You cannot just you don't make such things look like as if you are a businessman or that is a business time.
What some politicians say is business.
Well, I don't see politics as a business. I see politics as service. Coming to serve the people, to contribute your quota in whatever way you think you can contribute to develop or to help develop your people or your community. That is the way I see politics, not as business. For those who feel that it's every political period that they just come out to print posters and paste everywhere and then waiting for negotiation time, I think that is not healthy. And I am also calling the electorate to watch out for such kind of people so that they don't, like you said, people don't even take them serious. But in a situation where you are coming to contest election honestly, sincerely, with all mind and patriotism, coming to contest, and then for some reasons along the line you come to discover that for one reason or the other you need to align or you need to step aside to be able to move a train that will be able to deliver just like you intended to deliver if you had the opportunity. I think there's nothing wrong with that, and that was what exactly happened in the case of the one you are challenging. And also you cited,
I'm not challenging.
Okay, you are talking about.
I cited an example.
Okay,
I even cited that of the presidential candidate.
Thank you. And you also just said something about the lady. You see, that was where I was trying to bring you to make you understand that the electorate have the decision. You as an individual, in most cases, before you come contesting election, in most cases, you don't just on your own want to come out and say, I want to aspire for social office. People inspire you to do it. These same people that inspire you to do it are the same people that are now going out to canvass for support for you, to canvass for vote for you. Now, if these canvassers, who are the ones that even initiated you are coming out to contest election, are the same canvassers that are saying, okay, you've done your best, we've seen how far you have gone, but we have the opinion that this time around we want you to do this, at least leave this for the future. Then if you say you are not refusing to take to what they say, is the same people that conversed for you, that suggested for you to come and do it based on the capacity they think you have, and you are now disobeying them, you are heading to do. Right. So in essence, what happened with her was the issue of her supporters coming to see contest, and they now discover that in the political party there's about, thank you very much. Thank you, that is.
And they never asked her to go and support another candidate.
It all depends on the situation and the office she's contesting for. Now look at the magnitude or the office that we are talking about, and the office that you are looking at more higher level, and the number of votes that could likely come for her to clinch that office, and also the number of votes that will come for the seat of a governor to clinch that office.
But we know with people like Comfort Awe we are talking about, there are people who have the belief that, look, even if this woman is going for a presidency, she will never step down to support another candidate because she believes in herself, she believes in her ideal.
Every politician believes in himself, every politician believes in his own ideal, every politician has a principle, every politician has ideologies, and it is the same ideologies and principles that are making people to ask you to come on.
So what the issue is that,
yes.
Well, I think that was one point a lot of people would disagree with. There are politicians that have no ideology, they don't have principle, they don't. The issue is
when you remove.
Hold on. Now there are people will tell you. Like I said, there are people who are perennial aspirants.
You just mentioned.
You get it. There are people who the electorate know that, look, this one is coming out. Once the incumbent say, come and take 1 million or 2 million or 3 million, definitely they will capitulate. What do we make of that situation where some people just come out because the incumbent is sitting on the money and have the money to give to them for them to just move over and move out with their supporters?
You see, democracy is government of the people, by the people, and for the people. Sometimes you see these I would like to call them political entrepreneurs. The best way to deal with such kind of attitude is the people. You see, once you don't have the support of any single individual, because you have been taught to be a political entrepreneur, you will never succeed. Sometimes these people succeed because people out there support them. But by the time we begin to understand, and that takes us back to what? To political, I made mention of voter education. When people begin to understand their rights, within the constitution of Nigeria, within the democracy we practice, they will get to understand that, look, such people should, they are toxic to the democratic space. And by the time you look back and you discovered you have no supporter, I don't think you change that taxes. So these people are succeeding simply because there are people supporting them. So people should begin to be educated. People should begin to understand that those people don't mean well for the country, and with those people, our democracy is going to
development.
Exactly.
Okay, I will come into you. What do we make of the allegation when some people will allege, look, some of you were just motivated by money by the incumbent. You collected money to actually go support the incumbent.
That is very, very funny. You see, I laugh at things like this because people like insinuation. People like saying things. This is democracy. Everybody is entitled to his opinion. You can say whatever you want to say, but the reality remains that Kaduna first before any other thing. And we, as
I'm not limiting to Kaduna. I mean, I'm looking at the whole thing.
Okay.
Because people like you are there, who are many. We saw the presidential candidate, like I said, who now have formed the coalition of
presidential candidates. Yes.
Presidential candidates.
Oh yes. It's just I only mentioned Kaduna first because as a patriotic citizen of your state, and also a patriotic citizen of a country, you should be thinking of the state or the country first before any other thing. For God's sake, how much financial inducement will you give to someone who intends to lead a state that will make him step down for you? He can only do that based on his principles or based on his belief that such person has the capacity to deliver. So the best we can do, since we at this point in time cannot get there and all of us cannot be there, then why not come together and move the country or the state forward, to support one single person? That is just what is happening. But I don't see it as the way other people see it. You see, it's about patriotism. The best you can do for yourself, for your state, for the people of the state, is to assist the state in moving forward. If you continue to create issues, continue to throw blames and begin to think naive on issues, then it means you are not going anywhere.
Okay,